Alright, this is gonna be a recap. I just messed up my first sales call. I know I already was on a call like a week ago, but there was a discovery call, and today was basically the pitch call, which was the second call where you should close the deal. But I messed it up, which, yeah, it is what it is, you know. It was literally my first ever pitch call. I mean, I have been on one call in like 4 months ago with my first client, but that was like, I offered to work for him for free and stuff like that. It was, pretty easy, no risk for him. And here it was more like, was more serious because I was actually gonna charge money and stuff like that. And I messed it up, man. I messed up quite bad in a few spots. When I got off the call, I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I think I did okay for the fact that it was my first call. I messed up again. I made like a huge mistake in the beginning, like a gigantic mistake, which was basically not showing my past results. So yeah, that was stupid. That was really dumb, man. That could have made life a lot easier if I just showed him that I had some past results, But I didn't do that. Jumped right ahead of that, and just basically not wasted time, but no, I don't know, man. I just messed it up, bro. Just off of that, he had a lot of objections. I didn't really know how to handle them too well. I mean, I tried. I'm pretty creative and I can come up with things on the spot that make sense, And I tried to do that, but at the same time, I could tell, even from the first call I had with him on the discovery call, that he was like, he wasn't overly excited about anything that I said. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be hard to, get him like on board with stuff, I figured. And yeah, I mean, again, I didn't do like a great job at handling the sales call, but at the same, he was also a more difficult guy to close than your average person. But still, it doesn't matter. I fucked up. Okay, I made a lot of mistakes on the call, and yeah, immediately after I got off the call, I was like, well, didn't happen, Told Anam it didn't work out, and he immediately got on a call with me and he reviewed the call, and yeah, basically he told me all that I fucked up with and everything that I did wrong, and yeah, I learned a lot from that. I will learn a lot from that, but I am still satisfied with the fact that I did it in the first place, because I swear to God, man, like, a month ago I wouldn't have done any of this, and now I'm finally getting over it, because I'm just so sick and tired of wasting time and just not pulling the trigger on stuff that I should have done a long time ago. Like, basically I didn't want to embarrass myself, so I never had people review, like, when like, I recorded all the calls that I had with I mean, I only had two, but I sent it to Anam, to review. Like, I wouldn't do that usually in the past. I would be like, oh, well, I embarrassed myself. I don't want you to see that. I wouldn't show that to people, And I would always want to play it safe, and I always wanted to, like, be, again, perfectly prepared for everything. And I would never jump into the deep end. I wouldn't really like to take risks. I would like to stay in my comfort zone for the most part. And yeah, I would, whenever I had to learn something new, it would be uncomfortable no matter what it was. But I would keep the discomfort to, like, I would never really jump into the deep end. Like, I would just figure things out, but at a comfortable speed. And, well, not comfortable speed, but it's just like, in this case, I actually put so much stuff on my plate and so much stuff that I didn't know how to do that I literally had to go day by day and hour by hour to figure stuff out last second. Like, there was so much stuff that I had to figure out in such a short amount of time. It was like, and I didn't know how to do any of it, and now I was gonna work for this guy with like no idea of what I was doing. Not no idea, but like I was gonna do like Instagram DM setting for him, never done that before. I was gonna work in the AI app niche, don't know anything about apps, which apparently is not an issue. Like Anam keeps saying it, you don't even have to know the niche to, work in that niche. I still just have to see that for myself. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh well, I don't know how to do that, but I was gonna do so much stuff. Like, I was gonna create a Discord server and manage a community in AI app building, which I had never done before. Also, I don't know, creating a funnel, never done that before. Creating, just all this stuff, I'd never done it before, and I was gonna do all of it and figure it out on the spot. And that's kind of what the past few weeks have been like, just figuring stuff out on the spot, immediately, and doing things with no preparation, just diving in, and that's something that I had never done in the past, and that I was finally gonna do, that I finally got myself to do now, and I progressed so much faster doing it like this. And yeah, I'm very stressed out and I'm very anxious, and I was really nervous about this call. When I was on that call, like I was really, sweating pretty hard before the call. On the call, I was like, I have a good way of like talking, like, even if I'm nervous on that call, like I was still able to just speak, it's, confidently. Like I've messed up the fucking call, but I still spoke like I spoke with confidence still. So it sounded like my explanations were like easy to understand. I just didn't get to a point where I just didn't know what to say. I got there at the end because he had so many objections, I didn't know how to answer them anymore. But basically, I just didn't what do you call it? Freeze. I didn't freeze, That didn't happen, even though I was really nervous. I didn't freeze, So I just got on that call and that just fucked it up. But I didn't freeze, man. But yeah, I'm satisfied with the fact that I actually did it, Like that I actually did something that I was not prepared for, like not perfectly prepared for. I just tried it and I fell on my face, and I learned a lot from it. Like Adam gave me a lot of feedback, a lot of stuff that I could do better next time. And that's how, like I could have gotten on calls like months ago, but I didn't. Because I wanted to be perfectly prepared, and now I did the opposite. I was like, okay, I've waited long enough, I'm just gonna do it. And I'm happy with that, because, I've always been really annoyed with myself that I would just, be scared of things and just not do them. And now I'm finally doing stuff that I'm actually scared of, and that's really stressing me out, and I'm still doing it, so I am, I'm happy, because this is really bothering me, that I'm, just playing it too safe all the time. That's really bothering me, man. So I'm happy that I'm finally kind of doing stuff now that I didn't really, didn't want to do before. So yeah, I fell on my face, but first of all, I'm kind of relieved. I had this huge adrenaline dump. Like my brain didn't work properly after the call was over. I was like, yeah, okay, didn't work out, but in my brain I was just completely overloaded. Because I was so nervous on that call. So yeah, I was just sitting there like, okay, I'm just glad it's over, and yeah, it didn't work out, but I'm, I could at least breathe, because again, just getting ready for this call in the first place was really stressful over the past 2 weeks, like again, I had to figure out so much stuff from scratch, like creating an offer deck, creating an offer in the first place. Adam helped me so much, but still, I had to learn all of this stuff from nothing. And simply figuring out DocuSign, that's not difficult, but that's another thing that I had to figure out on Jump today, and I figured it out like 30 minutes before I got on the call with him, because I had to get the contract written out today. Also, Claude did it, so I was like, oh, I've never done that before. I told Claude to write me a contract and it did it. So yeah, good on Claude. But still, also like all this stuff, like last minute, oh my god, I gotta figure this out, gotta do this, gotta do that. So I am I'm just happy I have a second to breathe now. I'll chill out today. I said yesterday I would really appreciate just having a second to breathe, and I have that now for the rest of the day. I'm gonna go to bed soon anyway, because it's UFC in the morning, so I might as well go to bed almost like in the next hour or so. But I'm gonna chill for right now. I'm just gonna relax for a second. And tomorrow I'm gonna get right back at it. I'm gonna do lead sourcing again, get back on track, and implement all the notes next time. If I get another call, I will definitely I'll look. That's the nice thing. Like I'm recording all of this stuff. All of the feedback that I'm getting from Anam, I'm recording all of that, and I can rewatch it. Because it would be stupid for me not to do that, Like I got so much information here, and I always keep going back to these, and I, keep going back to these and just look at them and learn from this stuff. Like this is like a treasure trove or whatever you call it, of good information. Like it's really really nice, man. Oh, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I think all of this is gonna happen very fast now because I'm finally doing stuff that I've been putting off for a long time. I'm learning a lot extremely fast and stuff like this happens. But again, this doesn't discourage me at all. This was great. I learned a lot from it and I'm gonna get back to it tomorrow immediately. I'm not gonna be sad now for a week and be like, oh, it didn't work out. It is how it is, man. Learned something, time to implement it and move on, and that's it, Yeah, that's all it is. I am satisfied with the fact that I did it. I did something that really stressed me out and scared me a lot. And it didn't work out, and I'm happy just that I had finally the courage to do something that everybody else is already doing. Like Jesus. I really gotta get over myself. That's one of the biggest things that's holding me back, is this just avoidance of scary things. Again, I tackle things that are scary, but not to this degree. I approach them more slowly, but now I'm just diving right into the scary stuff, and that way I'm learning a lot more and a lot faster than if I just played it safe. But I didn't tell anybody like in real life about this call right here, because again, man, I'm just so over this bullshit of people just like I really am annoyed that I shared what I'm chasing right now, like my goals, because everybody's constantly asking how it's going. And again, it could have already popped off if I actually did the stuff that I should have been doing for the past couple of months. But I'm glad I didn't tell anybody about this call right here in real life, because it's just now I can be here and be like, okay, I failed, but it's not like not everybody's gonna be asking me, oh, how did it go, man? And I would say it didn't work out, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm just happy that I don't have to, get asked by a bunch of people. There are a few people, copywriting people that I have on Discord, that are gonna ask me how it went, and I'll just tell them, hey, it didn't work out, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just annoyed by the people in real life way more, because they don't get it at all. But that's, I've ranted about that plenty of times. I'm not gonna do it now. Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. We'll move on and go at it tomorrow. I'm gonna get it back into lead sourcing. And again, I'm just relieved that things are gonna relax for a second at least. That it's over right now. And I can just pick it back up tomorrow, but I can actually relax for the rest of the day. And I'm also looking forward to UFC. It starts at like 11, right? Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed soon. Oh man, didn't work out, man. It is what it is. Alright, but that's it for me, man. Good stuff. And we'll move on. Alright, nothing more to say. That's it. Bye bye.